Live from the Hub Studios in Atascadero, this is a Clarion Voice. Good morning. This is Mark Sobowitz for the Clarion Voice, and we hope you're enjoying your morning. We're here today to interview for the first time two people. And we're going to be interviewing the director of the Abortion Recovery Center at Tree of Life, Bonnie Alvarado, and one of the counselors there, Becky Fox, excuse me. Ladies, thank you very much for being here. You're now setting a precedent for a Clarion Voice. You're going to be having an open house for the Abortion Recovery Center, of which, Bonnie, you're the director of, and Becky, you're going to be counseling. So tell us a little bit about the open house and what you're expecting.
Well, the open house is just an opportunity for our community pretty much to be able to come and rejoice with us for the expansion of our ministry in this very specific area of abortion recovery. We have provided abortion recovery counseling in our centers since the beginning that we founded our ministry. But this is a very special location that has its private location and office to provide those services to. And so we're real excited about sharing that with the community. There'll be refreshments and tours. And
okay, so this is happening on May 5th, I believe.
May 6th.
May
Saturday,
6th.
May 6th,
Okay.
yes.
All right. And so the location is where? What is the address?
7730 Morrow Road. And the new office is located in Suite 102.
Okay, very good. Okay, and Becky, you're one of the counselors and so what is your position as far as what you do as a counselor with the Recovery Center?
I get appointed as the Lord leads to whoever needs the counseling, and we set up a time where we can just meet with them and walk with them through the process. We do a 12-week Bible study with them that provides a great opportunity for them to share and learn and be healed.
So how would a person do they go through the website for Tree of Life or Abortion Recovery Center to sign up?
Right. They could call any. It's one number for all of our Tree of Life offices, and will be the same for our new Abortion Recovery Center as well. So yes, they would just make that call. We will have our own website, which will be www.treeoflifearc.com. And it will be going live by the end of this week. So not quite yet, but
Okay.
they could definitely go onto that website to find more information about our services.
Okay. So what is the premise here of the Abortion Recovery Center? We were talking earlier before we came on about the fact that the emphasis is healing.
Right. Absolutely.
So address that.
Yeah, I think it's always been something that we've been very, very mindful of, the great need that exists. There are very large numbers of women that are experiencing abortion and then going on to not talk about it and realize the impact that it's had on them and that there is help available. So it's always been a focus of ours. We have sensed, however, here in the recent days with everything that is happening, with the changes of laws and California becoming a sanctuary state, the need now for an even more emphasized area where truth can be told and help can be received in terms of healing.
I see. Becky, as far as when you're doing your counseling with the individuals that come in, what kind of responses are you getting, to that? Do you notice any changes in the emotional, stability of the individual you're dealing with?
Absolutely. Just coming to a safe place where they can process with someone who's been through it is huge. And again, it's very confidential. Nothing comes outside of that room, and it's just a process that the Lord walks you through, and it's unique to each situation.
Okay. Now we were talking earlier about the involvement of the significant others involved, or the men involved. How does that enter into it as far as your counseling is concerned, or are you looking for more involvement as far as the men are concerned?
Yeah, I think Bonnie could speak more to that, but yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes, we have had men join. Generally, our counseling that we provide will conclude at the time of memorializing their aborted child or children. And during this time, our clients will sometimes bring their spouse, which may or may not be the father of their aborted child. They
Okay.
have brought family members and people that have been different supports to them to that time of memorializing. Our desire is to be able to offer our services to men as much as we do to women, and also to grandparents and to siblings of aborted children. We are really focused on helping the entire family unit to become healed and well concerning the area of abortion. There's um, a lot of areas left untalked about and undealt with and unresolved. And our focus is to make a difference and to
Okay. With the men in particular, do you have male counselors that help the men involved with the process?
We do not at this time. And in fact, I spoke on this when I was here with you a couple of years ago. It's been our desire, and we've not had the opportunity to really expand that area. But with this new office and this new opportunity, this new special space, we are really going to focus in on reaching out to men that maybe have experienced abortion, been part of an abortion decision, and have a desire to be involved with such a ministry. This is the time we're appealing to any such individuals. If you would contact us, we'd love to get this started. We'd love to get this going and growing. And
Okay, so the person that would be involved would have to have some experience with that, whether it be a family member or somebody else that they know.
yes,
They've had to had some experience, so they kind of identify.
yes, not absolutely necessary, but sure is helpful when you have that connection. Sure.
Okay, okay. For those people that are not necessarily, directly involved with that kind of experience, would you be vetting them, so to speak, to, check out whether or not they would be capable people, as far as dealing with the issues involved?
Yes, absolutely. Would love to speak to any individual that may have an interest or a heart for such ministry. Absolutely.
Okay. Becky, when you're dealing with the individuals that come to get your support, uh, with the men that are involved, or the significant others, as it were, how do you find that they're responding to it? Are they supportive, or how do you find them to be?
How the women, when
Well, the
they,
the men that they bring in, are
yeah.
overall. I mean, if you have a couple that comes in, is there a change in the relationship that you see, as far as the Bible study that you're going through?
Well, I haven't done couples. I haven't had that opportunity yet, and I'm not sure that you have to discern each situation. They're all so unique. So I would think that I don't know, Bonnie. How would you respond to that?
I would say in my experience with those that have come in and joined, there's a lot of support that's shown. And the beautiful thing about this process is that whether a client has support or does not have support, this is a place where she can receive support. And this is her opportunity to really focus upon herself and her needs at that time, kind of be selfish, if you want to call it that, to afford herself the opportunity to heal. So in some instances, there will be support from family. In other instances, they'll be coming and receiving the support exclusively from us.
Okay.
But either way, we've seen just such beautiful results again
I was
and
going to ask.
again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Now, as far as what the Tree of Life is, known for, as far as the pregnancy support aspect of it, how is that entering into to all this? I mean, as far as what you do generally as far as your support.
Um, well, actually, the opportunities that we have with our clients that will come through the door through Tree of Life, they vary. The needs will vary greatly. And obviously, our goal is to be able to afford our clients the opportunity to choose life for their children, those that are in that crisis mode and not sure of what they will do. The ultimate goal is that they would choose life for their child. So we try to provide that support and all the resources they need to carry such a decision out. In that, we get a variety sometimes of actual decisions that are made. Sometimes they will decide to abort despite the time that we've spent with them. And we are there then to serve them in the next phase of what that recovery is going to look like. Other
Okay.
times they will come in for a current pregnancy, but have had an abortion in their past.
Okay.
And we love that opportunity to be able to let them know about something that they're not necessarily showing up there for at that particular office visit, but to be enlightened then with what is available to them when the time is right in their life. They love to find out that such a thing is available. So it's just, as Becky said, very varied. We have so many different different circumstances
Sure.
and things that
Sure.
we are dealing with.
How are you dealing with the issue of the abortion pill that's been talked about recently? You know,
Right.
how do you, as a counselor, does that ever come up? You know, as far as if you're outlining alternatives, does that come up at all? As far as an alternative, or do people ask about whether or not this would be safe? You know, what have you been discussing with people about that?
For me, the counseling that I've done has been more in the past. So it hasn't really
Okay.
been much of the abortion pill. So on the front side, I think Bonnie has had more experience with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so how have you dealt with that, issue? I mean, if people ask about it,
Right.
do you
Right.
provide medical?
We provide information. We provide
Okay,
accurate information on every option that is available to a client. We are in no means encouraging a client ever
sure.
to have an abortion, but fairly so, they should be able to consider and know everything that's connected with any decision that they make, whether it's adoption or an abortion pill or a surgical abortion. They need to know the risks and dangers and emotional devastation that results possibly with abortion. They need to know everything in order to make a well-rounded decision. So we include now the pill with everything else that we are providing information on for them to be able to have everything that they need.
Okay, so it's a matter of the individual's choice as
Right,
to,
what their interest in or inquiry is, yes.
okay, have they, responded, in kind? I mean, do people come in, do they feel like they're under pressure to do something, as far as that goes?
Never do they feel that. And that is very important to us as a Christian organization. We're there to minister the love of Christ to our clients and to provide truth to them without pressures and expectations, even. We want to just minister truth to them and be available to them to support them and help them. And they catch on very early what our intent is and are very responsive to that. They do not feel pressured. I've not dealt with anything throughout my career there that's been uncomfortable for our clients. In every case, they've been very appreciative of, if nothing else, to just be given the information that they've not heard from an abortion provider or other resources.
Okay, have you been met with any uh, opposition as far as because abortion recovery center is a very, in my way of thinking, it's a positive.
Yes.
But have you been met with any opposition from people that are pro-choice? As far as that goes?
Well, the Abortion Recovery Center is very new. So we've just literally moved in last week. We're excited to just be getting started with that particular location. With the work that we've been doing, there is, yes, there is opposition that comes, a lot of criticism that comes. Those that are very liberated in their thinking and very pro choice do not understand our purpose or the work that we're doing. But we carry on. And we know that it is just out of love that we're ministering, and out of our own experience and knowledge as two women who have been through abortion ourselves, and the
Okay.
healing that we have received is the place that we're really coming from, and our motivation to continue on and not be so negatively impacted by the
Okay.
negativity.
Well, I think that's a positive, is because if you've already been through it, and so it's like, to the people that oppose you, he says, "Don't tell me. I've been through it. I know what I'm talking about."
Right,
That
right.
sort of thing.
Mhm.
Now, Tree of Life Pregnancy Support Center has been in existence for like over 20 years. Am I right?
Over 35,
Oh,
actually. Yes.
35. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Just out of my own curiosity, do you have funding sources? I know that you partner with the Gatherings Thrift Shop, among other places.
Yes.
Do you have
Any
funding
government funding or
sources?
anything? No, we do not. We are completely donor based, and our local community, our local supporters, our local churches, and that's how we're able to do this. And so we have a wonderful amount of support, which has allowed us to have 3 offices and now a 4th. And we are so extremely thankful. We could not do it without the ongoing support, financial support, and practical um, uh, material goods such as baby items and diapers and those things that we are really giving out in the greatest numbers we ever have before. You wouldn't believe how many clients we have coming through, and in fact, we're seeing our numbers shrink down of what we're able to give out. The need is greater because of the numbers
Okay.
coming in.
Okay.
Yes,
That's interesting, because it's an ongoing issue. It's not something that is going to, just all of a sudden ramp up.
right.
Um, when a person comes into the, abortion recovery center, what's the process? What do they deal with, as far as, how do you walk them through the process? What do you do?
Well, the process begins with an assessment, an opportunity to meet and talk with the client to find out where they're at in their life. The assessment kind of determines if there's any other major things taking place in their life which may prevent them from really being able to receive to the fullness all that God would have for them. We do not want them to be distracted. We do not want them to be in a place where they're not mentally available for the commitment that involves. And so the assessment takes place. And once we determine that they are in a good position for that, prayerfully, I will go in and begin to pray on which counselor would be the best fit for that particular client. So we have several counselors that are a part of our team. Becky is one of them. And at that point, the counselor will make contact with the client, and they will begin to arrange weekly meetings. Each meeting lasts about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the client and the meeting. And they will continue that process for the 10 to 12 weeks approximately. And during that time, they're covering things like anger and unforgiveness and grief and mourning and every emotion that comes along, blame and just all those things that come along with
Mhm.
such an experience. And then, as I've said, we conclude with a time of memorializing, which the goal is to get them to the plateau of wholeness and healing, and realizing that healing is an ongoing process, but at a good, healthy place where they can now come to terms with everything that's taken place and move forward in a positive direction.
Okay.
Yes.
With the people, Becky, that you've been counseling, and you walk them through the Bible study with whatever, scripture is, pertinent at the time, have you had people that weren't necessarily believers initially, and then when you get a chance to witness through them, through the scriptures, do they express a belief in wanting to be a believer? Does that result?
Um, I have to say, I haven't had a great deal of clients come through. We have a lot of counselors. Um, I think the main reason I was chosen is a lot of the counselors have families, and they need to kind of keep that confidential, so they're not as willing to speak out. For me, though, the experience that I have had is with a Christian, some Christian people.
Oh, I see.
So, in that is kind of what my heart speaks to, because in the church, there is such a stigma, and there's such a deep, dark area that they hold down because of feeling judged, or you know what I mean? And that's
Mhm.
where the women, especially in the church, need to have a place where they can come and share, and not feel judged, and to walk through that.
Okay. But there wouldn't necessarily be an issue if a person came in and they weren't a believer.
Not at all.
I have had many opportunities
Yeah.
to minister to such women, and
Okay.
it has been absolutely the most privileged opportunity
Yeah.
ever, because they are being they understand it as a biblically based process of healing that they're going to go through. We find in these days and in this type of work that many abortion recovery efforts are considering different ways to work with clients. Some of them are removing the element of religion to bring comfort and different things to the clients, maybe make it more appealing to them. But we will not do that, because we understand that Christ is the way to healing. He is the answer
Right.
for all things. So when they come into the program, they don't have to have a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. They don't have to have a spiritual background. But
Okay.
we do explain to them very frankly that that is a part of it, and why we believe that, and why we trust that. And they always have a willingness to at least be open to that.
Okay.
And then comes this discovery process of who Jesus is and the healing that he provides. And it's profound. It's wonderful.
Okay. So the grand opening of the Abortion Recovery Center office is going to be on May 5th.
May 6th.
May 6th. I don't know why I'm thinking May 5th. Anyways, and that's going to be, what's the time?
10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
And the address of the Recovery Center is?
7730 Morrow Road, Suite 102.
Okay, very good. If somebody wanted to get in contact with you,
Yes.
would they do it through the website, or can they call?
They could call, and it's 805-543-6000.
Okay, very good. Ladies, thank you very much for
Thank
being
you.
here. We really appreciate your information and your insights. And I certainly hope that you will take advantage of going to the Abortion Recovery Center office on May 6th. I got it right this time. And take a look at the services that are being offered, and speak with Bonnie or Becky about getting help. And so we certainly hope that you'll take advantage of that. And in any case, we appreciate speaking about this subject, which has been a hot button issue recently, and it's always been a hot button issue for many, many years. So we hope that you'll remember one thing. The word is healing. That's what we're talking about here, healing. So remember that, please. And if you like our conversation, please share it with someone. Please share it with someone who needs the help and needs the healing. And then be sure to hit the bell for future notifications. And this is Mark Sobowitz for A Clarion Voice.